What's good, you guys? Daniel Cruz here, back with another episode of Cook with Cruz. I got a super dope episode for you guys today. I'm going to be breaking down in detail Pheno Grigio by Berner and Currency featuring Mozzy. So this record just dropped on the Pheno Grigio project. This is a collaboration project by Berner and Currency, and we ended up producing the title track for the project, so that's pretty dope. And when I say we, the record was produced by myself and Dylan Graham, so big shout out to Dylan for being a part of this record with me. The song came out super dope, and Mozzy came in on the third verse, which was even crazier, so pretty dope record. I will definitely leave some links in the description for you so you can go check out the full song. Matter of fact, you should probably just listen to the entire project. Berner and Currency, Pheno Grigio, and we produced the title track, which was track 12 on the project. So that is what we're going to be breaking down today in detail, breaking down everything we did for the beat here so you guys can see how everything went down. Before we jump in, please leave a thumbs up for me on the video. I would really appreciate it. Shout out to everyone that leaves a like on the video. You guys know who you are. I really appreciate you guys. And for all my new viewers out there that just came across this video, please hit that subscribe button with the bell turned on, because I do this every single Sunday where I'm breaking down beats and songs that I produced in detail, showing you my screen, all my techniques, secrets, everything that I do. So definitely subscribe and stay tuned with me. But anyways, without further ado, let's jump in and see how Pheno Grigio was made. So getting right into it, as I was making this beat here, I definitely kept that project in mind. I already received a heads up that Berner and Currency were working on a project, so I really did my best to cater sound to them for that project to place on there. And it started off with a sample that Dylan Graham had provided for me. So I'll actually play the raw sample that he made so you can hear what I was working with. So that right there was sounding super fire. Again, shout out Dylan for making that. Sounds like a straight movie, and that's definitely what I like to work with. It's also fitting the sound that I'm kind of envisioning for the project here. So with the sample he made, I did quite a few things to it. First thing I did was pitch it up a few semitones, and I also sped it up a lot too. I was really looking to get a hip-hop vibe from the record, so that explains me speeding the record up a little bit. I was also provided the files to these samples, so I had a lot more control over the instruments, as you can see here. So being that I pitched up and sped up the sample, this is what it sounds like now. So now we're slowly getting that vibe. I also added this vinyl noise effects texture here in the intro. This is just going to give it more of that vintage hip-hop-y feel that I was looking for. So that right there is going to serve as our intro to the song. Looking back at it, this beat is actually pretty simple. We pretty much just have 3 chords going on for the whole beat. So jumping into the verse where Berner starts, I took the intro and recorded it into Edison to consolidate it all into one audio clip. That's what this clip right here is. And looking into the mixer, I put a very narrow band pass on the clip, as well as some isotope vinyl. Turn up the warp depth a little bit. 1970 on the year, and we got it set to mono. So what that's gonna do is just really gonna make it sound like an old sample, like it's sampled from a record. So this is where the drop is going to happen as well. Just from the bandpass, I really cut out a lot of frequencies there, making that whole sample not sound super full and in your face. I did that intentionally because I knew this was going to be the start of the verse, and I wanted to leave a lot of room for Berner or Currency to come in on this first verse. And I'm going to use the drums, which I'll show you in a second, and the bass to really just drive the sound of the record for the verse. So real quick, I'll break down the drums and how they come in. So let's start with this drum loop here. This is gonna be very subtle and sit in the background for our drums. Here's our kick and snare, and close hats. So our drums are fairly simple. This is exactly what I was wanting for those chill hip-hop type vibes. So now I'll go over the bass that I added here. Once again, this is from good old Scarby pre-bass. This is gonna fit perfect for the sound. Throw on some Decapitator, thick mild crunch preset, and a saturation filter, heavy vintage preset. So those effects there are gonna give us like a nice gritty deep bass. Here's what it's gonna sound like. So once I got to this point when I was making the beat, I was really hearing a trumpet. I thought some sort of vintage trumpet would sound really dope on this. So as I was browsing through Arcade here, found a really dope trumpet hit that I put on the downbeat of every 4 bars. I thought that was super dope and was exactly what the track needed. So let's run it back into the verse and see how it sounds with everything else. So that's pretty much how the verse is going to play out. The vibes are already there. I didn't want to overdo it. I'm really shooting to kind of nail the sound here for the project. On the last 4 bars of the verse, I do add in the pad from the original sample when I had the files. This is just to kind of build up to our hook here. So now when we come into our hook, we're pretty much gonna bring the intro over. I know that's a super common pattern for me to do, especially if you've been watching my videos. We're gonna bring that intro back in, which means the sample's gonna sound nice and big and full rather than having the bandpass EQ on it. I'm also going to bring in this bass patch here, which Dylan played himself, so I threw that in there just to switch up the bass a little bit. That way when the second verse comes in, we get that more familiar bass that was playing throughout the verse. So on the final record, they pretty much leave the hook open. That's kind of how I was envisioning the hook to be anyways. Dylan did a great job on the sample. It sounds big, full, sounds like a movie, and from verse into hook, it's just a nice transition into this big open airy hook that we got here. So on the final record, they just left the hook open, left it as a break. It's funny because Berner's last line in his first verse is actually, "This beat's so hard it don't need a chorus." And that was like affirmation for us for like, all right, we did our job good, we structured it out right, we got the right vision for the record. So that was pretty dope. So shout out Bern for that. So here's what all that's gonna sound like, and then we're gonna go into the second verse. And there you have it. That wraps up how Pheno Grigio was made for Berner Currency, and that is featuring Mozzy on the third verse there. Once again, links will be in the description so you can go check out the final record. That is out now on all platforms on the Pheno Grigio project. Just want to give a special shout out to my boy Cosmo for including me on the project, as well as Berner and Currency for believing in the sound we provided for them. So hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Once again, please leave a thumbs up for me on the video if this helped or inspired you in any way. I would really appreciate it. And as always, make sure you're subscribed with the bell turned on so you don't miss out on all these videos, as I will be back next Sunday with another video just like this, breaking down beats and songs, showing you guys all my secrets, trying to give you guys some inspiration here. So big thank you to you guys that tune in with me every single Sunday. Any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, please leave those in the comments for me. I'll definitely get back to you. But other than that, that is all from me today. I will see you guys next Sunday. I'm out.